I'm Nicole, and I'd like, no, I have audio. I'd like to give you a short update about what's been going on with respect to functional safety in the Zephyr project. I'm the safety manager in the project for about a year now, and yeah, I just have 20 minutes, so I quickly want to walk you through what's been going on. I'm around till Friday. If you can't catch me today for questions, catch me during the next 4 days. I'm really open to discussions. I've seen on the Discord channels that there's so much going on and there's so much talking around things. So yeah, So what's going on? So for those who have no idea what I'm talking about at all, what's functional safety? What's FuSa? So functional safety more or less is the reduction of risk due to random faults or systematic faults. So random faults, usually a capacitor breaks, a microcontroller does strange things because something dies inside. So these things usually happen randomly. And on the other hand side, there are these systematic faults where you say, okay, I did something wrong, or I forgot about something, or I had a wrong concept, or I just was in a rush and I added a vulnerability to my code. So that would be systematic faults. And thinking about these two types of faults, we can clearly say in software we can only see systematic faults. So my job here in the project is to make sure, or to, let's say, to help to reduce these systematic faults, or to show that we are compliant enough with all possible rules that are around the functional safety world, that we reduce these systematic faults to an acceptable level. So the goal in the end at the moment is to achieve compliance with SIL 3. SIL 3 is, let's say medium to high safety integrity level. There's a safety standard, the 61508, that's the mother of all safety standards. So if you want to have a good sleep, read it. But in the end, it's really, it's the one used mostly in the industry. And there's a qualification route called the route 3S, and that's more or less saying re-engineer what you have, what's pre-existing, re-engineer, update, add on things that might be missing, and so then provide the compliance argumentation. So systematic faults, as I said, it's reducing development issues by planning and by the application of specific processes and measures. Ensuring you have a suitable product architecture, a suitable product structure. You have a definition what you want to do at all. You reduce the integration or the application faults when you use something by providing manuals, safety manuals, reference workflows, whatever. And in the end, also reduce the systematic faults during the maintenance mode. So if you have a big, system running somewhere, deployed somewhere, fixing things can also bring new problems. So also do the maintenance in a way that you won't introduce, or mostly won't introduce, new stuff. So what are we doing at the moment? So we started setting up plans. So plans in the sense of not we're doing this and that and that and that, but plans defining the strategy of the safety approach, defining on how we need to sort things, how we would need to tackle requirements, for example. How do we need to go step by step with certain methodologies through our branch? So maybe first of all, we do have a branch for the safety activities that we do. So we don't work on the main line. We have an auditable branch that's of a branch of the LTS. And so whatever we do, it currently does not affect anybody else except us from the safety group. So the safety plan currently, it defines the approach, what we want to do, what I said before, following Route 3S, describing what we want to do, what we want to tackle, defines a kind of life cycle we want to follow through the next years, defines verification and validation activities, be it reviews, inspections, tests, analyzing what is there and what do we need to add for our safety branch. And in the end, we want to tackle a safety certification, and these certification bodies like to see tables of methods that we planned to apply or that we applied, and we also already have these method tables. Configuration management, this is a topic that also needs a plan. I think from a software point of view, usually there is no issue with how configuration management is done. But for certification, we need to write it down how it is done. Same with the requirements management. So currently, we are just defining the details, how to do things. There are a lot of discussions going on. Requirements need to be complete, need to be traceable, need to be agreed on. So that's an ongoing discussion at the moment. And one of the discussions that caused, I think, or topics most confusion in the last weeks is the tool evaluation and qualification plan. So tools, scripts, and everything you rely on when you build or describe or define or plan your product. You need to, in a safety context, you just need to rely that they work the way you are. Or at least think about what could go wrong when I use this and how could I detect when I use this. So in the best case, it doesn't affect the tool, the script, or whatever at all. It's on your side. You're the responsible for the safety, or we're from the safety branch are the ones then thinking about, okay, we are using this, we rely on this, what could go wrong? How can we establish trust in the script, in this functionality, in whatever? So worst case, we need to write test cases, or we need to provide evidence that we said, okay, we did this thousands of times in different but very similar configurations, and we are sure there's no weird behavior behind it. So in the end, looking into the build chain, looking into, let's say, everything that could affect the product in one way or the other, and evaluating what can we, from the safety perspective, do to make this trustable. So in the safety world, we also love processes. We love, annoying processes. We love process descriptions. We don't do that here. It's only one product, so we describe everything and all the strategy in the plans. So there won't be plans and processes, and if you want to know about things, you don't need to go back and forth. Plans are strategy documents. They define the process. They define how to do things. And they also will be subject to change. So it's not like cast in iron when we define something. So it's all subject to change. It's all subject to discussions. It's all subject to adapt to how can we proceed from having a branch to having a compliant product to having another compliant product the next time again. So besides all this process and methodology and plan and in the end it's quality management, blah. There are also technical issues or technical topics that we need to tackle. One point that we needed to create is the safety claim. So the safety claim is a claim a product makes, I do this in a reliable and safe way. So we came up with some core safety claims that Zephyr could provide to a software system. As you can see, they're still all on the review, so nothing is cast in iron at the moment. We've been talking about this for quite some time, so they are under approval and under review at the moment. So that's how we start, and that's where the requirements that we do in the next step would need to map to, or the requirements need to fulfill that. So here's at the moment a little bit of a tangent zone, really, because there is a product. There's a product that works. There's a product that has a description. So at the moment it's mapping this and putting a scope, because in the end Zephyr is already quite big. We can't certify everything. We don't want to certify anything. We don't need to certify everything. So currently, discussion is now going on. We have these safety claims. We have requirements. We have ways Zephyr is working, we have a structure, and now mapping things to a scope so we can really stay within the scope and have a certain and great first certification scope of that. That's the one. Next step would be then defining or creating an architecture. So as I said before, Root 3S, it's a lot of re-engineering, a lot of thinking about how are things done and how do I describe these in a way where I can prove that I have compliance with the rules of functional safety. A lot of work has been gone into the code base in the last year with ensuring compliance of the auditable branch with the Zephyr coding guidelines. So yeah, whoever wants to know, there are Zephyr coding guidelines, and they have been analyzed. There have been an static analysis going over the complete LTS, and together with Bugsang, these have been touched to remove as many violations with coding guidelines as possible. After that, testing, unit testing, integrating things, integrating more things, testing if they really behave the way they are behaving. So that would be the last step. And currently, we are still working on creating this, the first set of safety artifacts, as I said before, plans, reports, verification evidence, specification evidence, architectures, analyzers, whatever. That's what's currently going on. So on the short term, our goal is really to complete this first set of safety artifacts, and really on the long term to have then really a complete architecture, to have this architecture analyzed if there are critical things that would affect our safety inside. The creation of a safety manual, really, let's say, telling people if you want to use Zephyr in a safety context, you need to think about that. You need to follow this workflow. You need to maybe run these tests that are there. So really describing or also describing the scope that we need to agree on in the safety manual. And then also to get into a long-term strategy, so we don't need always to start from scratch with a branch, creating all these safety compliance artifacts. And then let's say the question I get the most at all is the one, when will Zephyr be safety certified? And actually, this depends not only on how fast we proceed with all this work, but also, it depends on the safety authority. How are they available? What is the feedback? So currently, we're getting back in contact with some certification authorities, getting to get early feedback about what has been going on, how our planning's going, how the strategy mapping with what a safety authority would expect from us. So I'm within my time. And thank you for your attention. We do have a safety channel on the Discord. You can become a member to participate in the safety committee. And Simon from Borma and me made an update on the Zephyr blog about the safety activities going on. And from the discussions going on, I think we need to put much more work in communicating what we are planning to do, what we are doing, and what we need, or what our ideas are, and getting the feedback of you all people here. So thank you.